Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today, we're diving into one of the most pivotal moments in modern history, the American War of Independence. How did a group of colonies take on the mightiest empire on Earth and win? Let's find out. After years of a relatively peaceful relationship, the bond between Great Britain and its American colonies began to crack. The British government started imposing new laws and taxes, like the Stamp Act and the Townshend Acts, without giving the colonists any say. Imagine someone across the ocean making rules for your daily life and taking your money without your consent, naturally. This sparked widespread anger and resentment. The situation escalated dramatically. To enforce these unpopular laws, Britain sent troops to major cities like Boston and New York. Tensions boiled over in 1770, leading to the infamous Boston Massacre, where British soldiers fired into a crowd, killing several citizens. The shock and outrage from this event fueled the Revolutionary Fire. In response, a few years later, a group of colonists disguised as Native Americans boarded British ships and dumped an entire shipment of tea into Boston Harbor. This legendary act of defiance became known as the Boston Tea Party. Britain wasn't about to let this slide. Their punishment was severe. They closed Boston Harbor, crippling the city's economy. They expanded the power of the British governor and passed the Quartering Act, forcing colonists to house and feed British soldiers in their own homes. These were called the Intolerable Acts for a good reason. Instead of backing down, the colonies united. Representatives from 12 of the 13 colonies met in Philadelphia for the First Continental Congress. They demanded that Britain repeal the harsh laws, but negotiations failed, and the standoff turned into open conflict. In 1775, the first shots were fired at Lexington and Concord, officially starting the American Revolutionary War. The early years of the war were tough for the colonists' Continental Army, led by General George Washington. They were an inexperienced, ragtag force going up against the well-trained, well-equipped British redcoats, but their determination was unbreakable. A major turning point came with the Battles of Saratoga in 1777. This crucial American victory was a huge morale boost and, more importantly, it convinced France that the Americans had a real chance of winning. France's decision to join the war as an American ally, providing much-needed troops, ships, and money, completely changed the game. In the midst of all this fighting, on July 4, 1776, the Second Continental Congress took a monumental step. They adopted the Declaration of Independence, a powerful document that declared the colonies were now free and independent states, officially forming the United States of America. It laid out the core principles of liberty and self-governance that still resonate today. The war raged on for several more years, with battles fought from the north to the south. The final, decisive moment came in 1781 at the Battle of Yorktown in Virginia. With the help of the French Navy, which blockaded the coast, Washington's army trapped the main British force under General Cornwallis. Surrounded and with no hope of escape, the British were forced to surrender. This victory effectively ended the war. 2 years later, in 1783, the Treaty of Paris was signed. Great Britain formally recognized the independence of the United States, bringing the American Revolution to an official close. The world watched as a new nation was born from the ashes of revolution, but winning the war was just the beginning. The new country needed a system of government. In 1787, delegates from the states gathered once again in Philadelphia for the Constitutional Convention. After months of intense debate, they drafted the United States Constitution, a groundbreaking document that established a federal government with a system of checks and balances. It was ratified in 1788, laying the foundation for the nation we know today. And that's the incredible story of how the United States came to be. It's a powerful tale of resistance, sacrifice, and the relentless pursuit of freedom. What part of this story do you find most fascinating? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this journey back in time, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next video. See you next time.